Yeah, you've had a good start to 2016. You've beaten Liverpool. I imagine you've had a good week. Does experience tell you that's perhaps the hard time, the tricky bit, the difficult bit gone for you?
For me? Well, for me,
when there was so much focus and attention on you.
It's not interesting. It's not interesting for me. It is for the players. The players play the game and have the resistance in the game. So I think the pressure is a little bit gone, but is returning when we are losing against Southampton. So it's always the same pressure for Manchester United. We have to win. Our fans are expecting us to win, and certainly at home.
You've always told us your plan is for 3 years. The reports this week, you'd suggested to your family that you might stay for 2 years. Is that nonsense?
No, I don't think that the press have to help me with my decisions. And first they have sacked me, and now they are interfering my future. I don't think that I have to answer this question.
One of your decisions has been to make Wayne Rooney captain. He scored a goal at Anfield, his first goal in 11 years there. Gave a half-time address to the players. How instrumental to the turn of form, if you like, for the side has Wayne Rooney been?
Now, it is a fact that since Rooney is scoring, we have won our games. Or at least we draw against Newcastle United away. So there is a parallel, and I have said that always he's not only important as a player but also as a captain. So I'm very happy with him.
Does he take a lot of pressure off you in those situations, like a half-time team talk and geeing everybody up, himself included?
I think not only Wayne Rooney is doing that. There are several players who are doing that, and that is what I want, because the players are self-responsible, and it is not only the manager. And that's also why I have made this approach to the players and so on, because responsibility for the result and commitment with the result is very important, that your team is showing that, and that they are showing.
Louis, it seems to be a fact at Manchester United at the moment that there's talk about your position, there's talk about you, there's talk about who may come in to replace you. You don't want to talk about it. Are you concerned that this seeps through to the dressing room and creates uncertainty?
Till now, I don't have seen that.
Do you have to keep an eye on it, though?
No, I don't think so. I think that I have a relationship with the players of Manchester United, and that's the most important thing. And what is happening in the media is a different world.
Does it create uncertainty in your mind, even?
No, because not everything what the media is writing, I'm sorry to say, is true.
Louis, given the results you've had in recent weeks, does that encourage you that you may not need to spend in this January transfer window?
No, that is not true, because I think when you see our unluck this season with all my fullbacks, the fullbacks which I have started with is Valencia and Shaw and Rojo and Darmian and Young sometimes. They are all injured. Only Darmian is now back. So I need fullbacks. And you have seen that I have used a lot of times youngsters from the second team, Borswick, Jackson and Varela. They are doing great, but the level of Manchester United is high. And to give every week, for example, a high performance, normally it is very difficult to deliver that for youngsters. And that's why we have to look always, especially in this transfer period, to replacements. But the difficulty is that we ask for a level, and the clubs doesn't want to sell in this period, and that's our problem. So we are looking, but it's not so easy, and nobody can understand that, because everybody thinks that it is easy, but it is not so.
Louis, do you feel that this scrutiny on your position is fair?
You have to ask your colleagues, not to me.
I don't mean just from the media, I mean from supporters, from possibly within the club.
Oh, you do mean from the supporters?
I mean,
I get a lot of support of the supporters. I'm sorry.
What do you think you're going to need now, Louis? I know you're confident you can make a title charge. Looking at the points available, it's looking like you're going to need 12, 13 wins out of 16. Do you think you can string that sort of run together?
Now, the difficulty is that 4 clubs are above us, and so you have to beat these 4 clubs in the results. So it shall be very difficult, but it is not impossible, and that is what I have said. But it is still very difficult. But we have seen in leagues, and not only in the Premier League, but also in other leagues, that it is happened. So it is possible, and we have to believe in that. But that it is very difficult, I know, and all my players knows that also.
I think your longest winning run in the Premier League is 6 games in a row. So do you believe that this group of players can do better than that and maybe get 8, 9, 10 and really put pressure on those teams ahead of you?
Yeah, first you have to do that, and then you give pressure. And at that moment, we were last year against Chelsea away, and we did give a lot of pressure, and we didn't won that game. But we could have won that game, and we didn't do it. But I still believe when we win that game, then we could continue with our row of winning games. But you need also luck, and now we have 7 injuries. Young last week, severe groin injury. He has to be operated, so he's for a long time away again. Also a fullback, or a player who can play in a fullback positions. So we have 4 players injured in the fullback position. So, yeah, how we have solved that the whole season is amazing already, but it is still a problem.
How long will Young be out for, Louis?
Yeah, you can never tell that, because first he has to be operated, then we have to see if the operation is a success, and then there's a revalidation. It's also like for example, Jones and Schweinsteiger. I thought they could play this weekend, but it is not possible. So you can never say anything about when players are fit. When they are injured, because there's a lot of aspects who are important in the revalidation, and that's why we are not saying that. And when we are saying a term, is mostly a long term, and they come earlier back, because that's also that we want to be safe.
Is it likely to be long term with Young, not short term?
Yeah, when he's operated, when he shall be operated, and it shall be, then I think it is not a month or something like that. It is longer, and we have a big problem already. So it's not so easy.
You were saying the dressing room was too quiet for your liking the other week, but on Sunday it sounds like
I invited them.
Was that good? Was that something positive? Were you pleased and encouraged?
Yes, I think it's good. I think it's good. I think players has to take the responsibility, but at the right moment, not at the. I have seen that in my career also at the wrong moment. At the right moment, you have to do it. So I'm very pleased. In the final, what we played in '95, did Frank Rijkaard that in half time, for example. Yeah, it's always good. It helps always the manager and also the players. But it was a little bit crazy that I said that in the press conference, and then later on half time it was happening more or less. But I'm asking that already for more than a year. Or?
Did you take a step back? Did you let them go for it, or did you get involved?
I'm doing always, because I believe in corrections of fellow players. I think that is more important than a correction of a manager.
Okay, last question.
With 4 fullbacks injured, as you say, do you feel you have to strengthen in that position in this window?
Yes, of course, but it is not always possible.
No, but
yes.
But what I'm saying is, will you? Because is it a matter of?
No, that is not will you, because I have already explained that it is not so easy. I don't want to buy players to buy players. No, they have to contribute. So for the long term, I'm not here. Okay, I'm here for the short term, 3 years. So I'm here, but I shall always do everything for the long term, because I only believe in long term decisions. What is good for the club, and not what is good for Louis Van Gaal because he needs a victory Saturday.
Could you cope with the fullbacks you've got at the moment for the rest of the season? That's what I'm saying. Or is it a matter of?
It's a problem, because I'm looking every week. You cannot imagine it. 2 solutions, and which player I put now in the fullback position.
I don't know.
Okay, thanks guys.
Okay, I do know.